सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। हरिः ओम् श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम्. We are in chapter 18 and we have completed sloka 55. Now from sloka number 56 up to 62, Paramatma is once again talking about the karma yogam, and he is specially analyzing this karma yoga once and again. So here in karma yoga we have an aspect called saranagati. In nididhyasanam we have to shed ahankara and mamakara, I and mine syndrome we have to get rid of, and we have to elevate to the highest level of reality called paramarthika satyam. And we have to do nididhyasanam as far as possible, as much as possible. And when Paramatma says all this, the sadhaka says, oh no, it will not be possible for me. So the same feeling Arjuna also must have had. So Paramatma is coming down a step below the Jnana Yoga, because the Shravanam, Mananam and Nididhyasanam is not a cup of tea for all people. So they can do Shravanam for some extent, but they do not know their role in that. They simply sit, in a silent mode in the class. They can keep the mind attentive. But the moment Purnamada comes, they run like a bullet. So in Nididhyasanam, Guru is not there. It is absolutely the role of Shishya, the role of the student. And this is tougher than Sravanam. You should do it with utmost attention and commitment. Supposing you feel that you are not fit for Nididhyasanam, then don't worry. Then you concentrate on Karma Yoga. That's what Paramatma is saying. So, Karma Yoga sadhana is essential for the qualification of Jnana Yoga. So that's why Paramatma once again dedicated his teaching on Karma Yoga from sloka number 56 up to 62. So it is like the snakes and ladder. So sometimes, through ladder you go up and you are caught by a snake and you go down. In the same way, if the sadhaka is not prepared, then he has to come to Karma Yoga and then start afresh. The Karma Yoga was already dealt in sloka number 41 up to 49, and now he is doing it once again in a different aspect. So we'll see what Paramatma is going to say. So Paramatma is saying you have to perform your swadharma. Earlier he emphasized on swadharma. Sve sve karmanya virataha samsiddhim labate naraha swakarma nirata siddhim yada vindati tachrunu. So you have to perform this swadharma. Swadharma means people get doubt. What is the swadharma? So whatever be the field you choose, you have to continue in that field, and without spoiling that field, you have to enhance the field, and also you should keep yourself in that field with a happy mode. So this is the first and foremost condition for swadharma. Supposing you are a member of a family, So by your behavior, the family should not suffer. So that is your Swadharma. This is the first step. Second is, the family must be, the second is your family must be benefited by you. In other words, the family must get more than you receive. So this applies, this rule applies whatever be the field you work for. So a person who is working in a organization, he should fit in there and see that the organization grows by his contribution. Similarly, as a citizen of a country, you have to perform your utmost duty. You should not ask what country has given to me. Instead, you have to ask what did I give to the country in return. So this applies in every field. That is what we call Swadharma. The same thing can apply for a religion. What did you do for your religious activity? So Karma Yogam is simply following your Swadharma. Swakarmana tam abhyarcha siddhim vindati manavaha. So this was mentioned in sloka number 46 by Paramatma. So by doing Swadharma, he is addressing Paramatma. So this is what we call. So the same Karma Yoga, Paramatma is talking in a different angle now. That is Ishvara Anugraham. Unless and until you have Bhakti, Karma Yoga is not possible. Dayananda Saraswati ji often reiterates the same thing. Without Bhakti, there is no Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga means Bhakti is soaked in that. Karma Yogi knows that Karma Yogi may not be in the Paramardhika status, but without understanding, but he knows that Bhagavan is the Jagat Karana. So he prays unto that God as his Ishta Daivam. Karma Yogam can be implemented in two steps. Karmani Arpana Bhavana, Karma Phale Prasada Bhavana. Whatever you do, dedicate it unto God. Whatever you receive it as prasada from Ishvara. Karma Yogi believes 100% Ishvara Anugraham. So he understands that whatever happens, whatever is coming to him as karma phala is Ishvara prasadam, by Ishvara's grace. So there are two things, Manava Prayatnam and Ishvara Krupa. They are like, two wings of a bird. Can you imagine a bird flying with one wing? No. In the same way, for a person to take up journey in the spirituality, take up journey even in the daily life, he needs both Manava Prayatnam and Ishvara Anugraham. So how to get Ishvara Anugraham? So by surrendering oneself unto God. The Saranagati Bhavana is very much there in Karma Yoga. So in slokas 56 up to 62, Paramatma is reintroducing Karma Yoga once again in the angle of Saranagati, Ishvara Anugraha aspect. So we have to remember one thing here. Karma Yogi is not a jnani. He is not having Brahma Jnana. So if he is exposed to Brahma Jnanam, he will not he will not remain as Karma Yogi. So we should not forget the various stages in the spiritual journey. So one should take up Karma Yoga and attain Chitta Suddhi, and then Chitta Ekagrata, Chitta Vaisalyata, and then come to Jnana Yoga, take up Sravanam, Mananam and Nididhyasanam, and stay in that Nishta and become Brahmajnani. So Karma Yogi is Ajnani. So he is yet to get the self-knowledge. Karma Yogi doesn't know about Nirguna Brahma. So Karma Yogam is the stage, a very fundamental stage. So when he is when he is implementing Karma Yogam, he has to necessarily pray his Ishta Devata. He may not be knowing Aham Brahma Asmi. He doesn't know Nirguna Brahma, the Paramarthika Sthaya. All these things are new to him. So all he knows is Ishvara is Jagat Karanam. In Shastra he understood that Ishvara is the Nimitta Karanam and Upadana Karanam for this entire Jagat. Ishvara is omnipotent. He is omniscient. So therefore, he prays unto his Ishtadevata and he proceeds with his bhakti in Karma Yogam. So this kind of Saranagati is the way he can seek the grace of God. What is the Saranagati? So Saranagati means you have to say to yourself, I want strength, I want security, and I want peace, happiness, and all that. For all this, I can rely on God. So he has to depend on God than people around, than things around. Bhagavan alone will take his yoga kshemam. So this is what the Saranagati means. You take up the Dasharatha's case. He has got 4 children. All are very capable and efficient. But at the time of his last breath, none of them were with him. So you should not feel bad about this. So you have to pin your responsibility unto God. As a Karma Yogi, you can pin your responsibility unto God. Then you also should understand Bhagavan is very much there in your heart. Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyoman. So by pinning your responsibility unto God means you should know that God is very much there in your heart's cave. So he will take care of everything. So that faith you should continue throughout your Karma Yoga. So you should understand Karma Yogi is an Ajnani. So only if you get Jnanam, you get Moksham. So here Paramatma says by following Karma Yogam, you get Moksha. So this we have to understand Paramparaya, not Sakshat. So this we have to add whenever we get this kind of statement. So we have to understand Karma Yogam plus Upasana Yogam plus Jnana Yogam is equal to Moksham. Not that by simply doing Karma Yogam one will get Moksham. This is called Paramparaya Moksham, not Sakshat Moksham. Nobody gets Moksham directly by Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga is only an intermediary step. So with this background, we will see Sloka number 56. Sarva karmanya pisada kurvano madvyapasriyah mat prasadat avapnoti shasvatam padamavyayam. Mat vyapasriyah. So you should be totally dedicate yourself unto me as a Karma Yogi. Sarva karmani sada kurvanaha api. You have to perform the karmas relentlessly. And mat prasadat sasvatam avyayam padam avapnoti. So by my grace, you will get sasvatam means that eternal. Avyayam means which is not decaying, which is not destroyable. Padam means that moksham avapnoti. You will get that moksha. So here, this promise Paramatma is making with an underlining condition that it will be paramparaya, not sakshat. Mat vyapashrayaha sada sarvakarmani api kurvanaha. Mat prasadat sasvatam avyayam padam avapnoti. So, totally engrossing unto me, being a karma yogi, you will be performing all your karmas, all your duties relentlessly. By my grace, you will get that moksha. So here Paramatma is giving this promise with an underlying condition that it is paramparaya, not sakshat. So slokas 56 up to 62, Paramatma is emphasizing Saranagati. By Saranagati, sadhaka is seeking Ishvara Anugraham. Here Karma Yogi did not get jnana. So he performs Karma Yogam and he purifies his mind. Chitta Suddhi he attains. Then he comes to Jnana Yoga. Then by Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasnam, he absorbs the knowledge, the self-knowledge. Until then, the Karma Yogi will come under the category of Ajnani. Therefore, he prays God as his Ishtadevata form. That means it may be Rama, or it may be Krishna, or it may be Shiva, or it may be Parvati, anything. He doesn't know about Nirguna Brahma. And he doesn't know that he himself is the ultimate form of that Brahma. So therefore, Karma Yogi totally depends on Ishtadevata. He surrenders unto Ishtadevata. So how he did that, Paramatma is explaining in this particular sloka. Mad vyapashrayaha. He surrenders unto me. Then vyapashrayaha means surrendering. So first you have to tell yourself, I need peace, happiness and security. And you should understand as a Karma Yogi, all the three things Bhagavan alone will give you. So you may be living in the company of very close relatives or your own family members. We are not denying them. You need not refuse them. They are required. But ultimately you have to surrender unto God. So the children may be away. One may be in Canada, one may be in Australia, one may be in America, like that. You are alone there in India. So when you are sick, they may not be in a position to come to you. So you have to rely on God. So you should know Bhagavan is very much there in your heart. So when you pray God with Shodasopachara Puja, Yadasthanam Pradhisthapayami. So like that you will be doing puja and you understand that he is not away somewhere in Kailasa or Vaikuntha. He is residing very much in your heart. So you have to do puja and to that God who is residing within you. Mad vyapashraya means the meaning is you pray to the God who is residing very much in your heart's cave. So for this word there is another deep meaning. You have to dedicate yourself unto God means whatever he taught, you have to take it up very religiously. So you should have Veda as Pramana. So you should take Bhagavad Gita as a Pramana Grantha. So Bhagavan has given you the guidelines how to lead your spiritual life. So without any dilution, you have to follow. That is what we mean by Mad Vyapashrayaha. So Shastra Vyapashreya is the second meaning. So following the Shastra meticulously, taking Shastra as your lifestyle is the second meaning of this Mad Vyapashreya. Sarva karmanyapi sada kurvanaha. So whatever be the duty you have to do, you may take up. So that is may it be a laukika karma or a spiritual karma. So how you do that? So you have to do it with Ishvara Arpana Bhavana. So you dedicate it unto God. Sarva karmanyapi sada kurvanaha. So for this sentence, Ishvara Arpana Bhavanaya kurvanaha. Ishvara Arpana Bhavana means by dedicating your work unto God, you can do your work. Sarva karmanyapi sada kurvanaha. Whatever you want to do, you perform all your duties, but dedicate it unto God. Mat prasadat avapnoti. Because you have done your karmas with Ishvara Arpana Bhavana, as a gift from me, as a prasada from me, you have to take up the karma phala. So, padam apnoti. Padam apnoti means you get the moksha. What type of padam it is? Saswatam padam. It is eternal. Avyayam padam. It has no nashanam. It is nasarahitam. It is eternal and it will not change, it will not diminish, it will not decay. So, such padam you will get. So, when you perform the karma with Ishvara Arpana Bhavana, by the grace of God, you will get moksha. That's what Paramatma issued here. So, we have to add, as I told you, conditions apply. That's what we often say when you buy a certain thing. So, here the conditions apply is with jnanam. When you enter into jnanam and absorb into jnanam, then only you get moksha. That is, karma yogam paramparaya will give you moksha, not sakshat. That you have to remember very carefully. Then 57th sloka will say, Chetasa sarva karmani mai sanyasya matparaha buddhi yogamupasritya macchitta satatam bhava. Sarva karmani chetasa with heart's contentment. So take up all your karmas with heart's contentment without any hesitation. Mai sanyasya, you dedicate it unto me. Buddhi yogam, with a equal mind. Upasritya, so following buddhi yoga, following karma yoga. Mat paraha, so you totally resolve unto me. You totally dedicate yourself unto me. Satatam, always. Macchittaha bhava, so always think of me. Always remember me. Tvam sarva karmani chetasa mai sanyasya mat paraha san buddhi yogam upasritya satatam macchittaha bhava. Satatam macchittaha bhava. So, with heart's contentment, may you dedicate all your works unto me. So, have equality and equanimity, and then totally dedicate yourself unto me. So, buddhi yogam upasritya, may you take up karma yoga. Buddhi yoga means this is another name for karma yoga. Buddhi means bhavana, the mental attitude. Karma yogi must maintain two types of bhavanas, two types of the mental attitudes. Karma yogam is Ishvara Arpana Buddhi plus Ishvara Prasada Buddhi. So whatever the karma yogi does, he dedicates it unto God, Bhagavad Arpanam. So when he dedicates it unto God, he will not hate any work. So there is nothing like this work I like, this I don't like that. So he enjoys all types of works. Whatever be the work given unto him, he takes it up with full dedication and commitment because it is God's work. So he totally involves and does the work. So when he is a karma yogi in the office also, sometimes we feel this work is not to your taste, and you do it without any interest and all that. But being a karma yogi, such issue will not be there. Whatever the work given unto you, you will take it up with full interest. So whatever be the karma phala Bhagavan gets. So raga dvesha. So this is what we have. Then you get sometimes the karma phala may give you happiness, sometimes they may not give you happiness, on the contrary, they may give you sorrow. So you have to understand all are prasadam. By Ishvara's grace you are getting it. So agate swagatam kuryat. This is the bhokta bhavana. So you should feel that you are getting the karma phala from Ishvara, so I won't brood. So this type of bhavana as karta, as bhokta, if you entertain, then it is called karma yogam. If you are a karma yogi, you will not brood for anything. So whatever is not within your control, you should accept and accommodate. So in life, 75% of things are not within your control. Your birth is not in your control. Your aging is not in your control. There are many things which are not under your control. You have to accept it and accommodate. Then the future is not in your control. So you should know that as a karma yogi, you can accept and accommodate. My sanyasya. So all your karmas, you dedicate it unto me. So usually the word sanyasya means renouncing. Here this sanyasya means not renouncing, dedicating unto me. That is the meaning. Sarva karmani, all karmas you dedicate it unto me. Chetasa, with a feeling that you have that Ishvara arpana bhavana, the dedicating feeling. So you should know your target very clearly, your aim, your aspiration clearly. So your aspiration is spiritual aspiration. For that, the spiritual goal is moksham. For that, karma yogam will help you a lot because it will cleanse your antakarnas, which is a prerequisite for jnana yogam. So the peace, happiness and security is not outside. You realize that and you pin it onto God, and you understand all these three things, peace, happiness and security will come from God. So you surrender unto him. Mat paraha, you have to keep God as your ultimate goal. So chitta suddhi and jnana prapti, moksha prapti, all these they will come automatically by the grace of God. What about the mundane success? Karma yogi will not neglect the mundane things. They become incidental, and but he will not take them as his primary goal. Machittaha satatam bhava. He always keep God as his ultimate goal, and he will not forget him at any time. 24/7 he is always with Daiva Chintana. Satatam means always. Machittaha bhava. He is always remembering God as the omniscient and omnipotent. And he is the protector of all the world. He is the Srishtikarta and he is the Sthitikarta. So he remembers God as the ultimate source for happiness, peace and security. So When you do it with Isvara Arpana Bhavana, as a Karta, you will be doing it as Isvara Arpana Bhavana. As a Bhokta, you will take it as a Prasada Bhavana. So 58th sloka will see. Machchitta sarva durgani matprasadat tarishyati atha chet tvamahankarat nasroshasi vinanshasi. Machchittaha tvam. So keep your mind totally engrossed unto me. Matprasadat, by my grace. Sarva durgani, all your obstacles. Tarishyasi, so you can overcome all your difficulties, all your obstacles. Atha chet, if that is not the case, ahankara, by ahankara, nasroshyasi. So you keep your words. If you don't pay heed to my words, vinanshasi, so you will terribly lose. You will be at a great loss. Tvam machittaha san sarva durgani mat prasadat tarishyasi. Atatvam ahankarat nasroshyasi chet vinanshasi. So you have to keep your mind totally engrossed unto me. By my grace, you can overcome all the difficulties very easily. And by any chance, by your ego, if you don't pay heed to my words, you will be a great loser. So, in the spiritual journey, Ishvara is the main role. Ishvara is the main person who can play a vital role. Karma Yogi, as a Karta Bhokta, so he takes every anubhava, every experience as a lesson. So if he gets some odd and very horrible experience, he will not brood. He will try to understand and try to improve, refine and improve and do the same thing again with more refinement and more dedication. An intelligent person will commit mistake, but he will learn from that mistake because he has got a very peaceful mind, tranquil mind. So he will not be totally drifted by the emotions. So Karma Yogi has got that experience that he can learn from the experiences. So he has got that knack of learning things from the experiences, may it be bad or may it be good. So Karma Yogi takes everything equally and he will not brood. He will take Kashtam and Sukham equally and try to learn from that. Just as, from the poison of snake, we can get medicine. The snake's poison is very dangerous, but it is useful for certain medicines, for certain ailments. It is useful for curing certain ailments. So, in the same way, in spiritual life, there are so many obstacles. So, all these obstacles he can overcome by the grace of God. Machchittaha, may you engross your mind 24/7 unto me. Mat prasadat, by my very grace, sarva durgani tarishyasi. You can overcome all the obstacles. Durgaha means obstacles. Atha nasroshyasi chet. Supposing you don't pay heed to my message, then what will happen? Vinanshasi. You will be the great loser. You will have a spiritual fall down. Why you do that? Ahankarat, because you have, entertained ego. You think that you are the ultimate person. You don't need God. That type of ego, if you entertain, you are the loser. That's what Paramatma wants to say. So we will see 59th sloka. Yadahankaram asritya nayotsa iti manyase Midyesha vyavasayaste prakritim swam niyodhyati. Ahankaram, the ego, asritya, by entertaining ego, nayotse, I won't I won't perform the war, I won't entertain the war. Iti et manyase, if you think like this, te, yesha vyavasayaha. So this kind of resolve, midya, is a wasteful resolve. It's not a right resolve. Yataha, why? Prakritihi, prakritihi means your own swabhava, your own temperament. Tvam niyotshati, it will prompt you, it will push you into the war. Yat ahankaram asritya nayotse iti manyate. Tat esha te vyavasayaha midya eva asti. Prakritihi tam niyotshyati. So if you are totally dominated by ego, and if you say that I won't take up war, then that very resolve is a wrong resolve. It is a wasteful resolve, because your temperament will not allow you to sit idle, because you are a Kshatriya. By Kshatriya, you have the Rajoguna. You have to safeguard your own land. You have to establish dharma. So for this, you have to do war, wage war, and you actually invited war. So Swamiji says, I will dedicate my entire property to an ashrama. People say that. Then he says, don't be in a hurry. Swamiji advises, you go there and stay for a month or two, then see whether it is suitable to you or not. If it is not suitable to you, don't take up. So like that, Arjuna thinks that, by running away from the war, he will be at peace. Edi ahankaram asritya, by being dominated by ahankara. Nayotsa iti manyate, I won't take up war if this is your resolve. Midyesha vyavasayaste. So this kind of resolve is a wrong resolve, it's not a proper thing. Prakritim swam niyotshati. So your very rajasika pravrutti, your very temperament as a Kshatriya will not keep you idle. It will not allow you to sit idle because of your rajasika pravrutti. So a person who is very busy, supposing a businessman is there, for some reason he feels bored and he goes to Rishikesh. Then for a few days he will stay quiet, and after that he sells rudrakshas. In Indonesia, rudrakshas are available at a low price. So he imports them and sells in Rishikesh. So the temperament will not allow him to sit idle. So this is what Paramatma is saying. Prakritim stvam niyotshati. Because of your temperament, you will be, dragged into the war field. So 60th shloka will see. Swabhavajena kaunteya nibaddhasvena karmana kartum nechasi yunmohat karishyasya vasopitat. Hey Kaunteya, hey Arjuna, mohat, by delusion, yat kartum. So if you want to avoid na ichchasi, yat kartum na ichchasi, if you want to avoid the war, tatapi, even that war, tatapi svena swabhavajena karmana. So even that war is took place because of your Kshatriya Swabhava, because of your karma samskara. Nibaddaha, bounded by your samskara, avasaha, helplessly, karishyasi, you will take up war. He Kaunteya, yataha swabhavajena svena karmana nibaddaha tvam, yat mohat kartum na ichchasi, tat avasaha san api karishyasi. Hey Arjuna, by delusion, if you take up a decision, or if you think that you are not inclined to do war, so that war took place because of your very swabhava as Kshatriya. Your samskara pulls you helplessly into the war. Svena karmana nibaddaha. So everybody is bound by the karma, and what decides the karma? Swabhavajena. The very temperament will decide what type of work I should take up. So the funny thing is, even after acquiring jnana, these people, they will not, they cannot get out of the samskaras. They know that they are ultimate, reality. But in day-to-day activity, they cannot avoid their temperament. Some people, they are very active. They will be taking up tours, and they will be taking up some kind of agitations, even though they have learned and they absorbed the self knowledge. Kartum na ichchasi. So you may feel that you don't want to do war. Why? Mohat, because you are deluded. Because you are not a sattvic person, you are a rajasic person. So you take up war, karishyasi. So though you don't want to take up war, your very swabhava will helplessly drag you into the war field. Avasaha api, avasaha helplessly. Swabhavajena kaunteya svena karmana nibaddaha. So you are bound by your very temperament. So this is what we have to understand. One must understand that he is bounded by his temperament, because Arjuna is a Kshatriya. He is totally bound by his very temperament, and he will take up war even though his mind is not willing to take up war. So this is what we have to understand. So in this entire part of Karma Yogam, Paramatma is emphasizing on Ishvara Anugraham, and finally in the slokas 59 and 60, Paramatma is focusing once again about the war. Arjuna wanted to avoid war because he doesn't want to take up war, and he doesn't want to see that his grandfather and Guru gets killed by war. So here Arjuna cannot avoid war. That's what Paramatma is alerting him, because his temperament is rajasic. It is not sattvic. So he cannot pretend sattvic nature. He cannot adopt sattvic nature, because he is born and he nourished Kshatriya Dharma, Kshatra Dharma, and that's why he waged war. Now, having waged war, having took the resolve that he wants to establish Dharma by waging war, the Dharma Yuddham he wants to perform. Now he cannot go back. He cannot go back, because his very temperament will drag him into the war field. This is what Paramatma is saying. So we will see 2 more slokas are there in this Karma Yoga aspect. So with that, this particular component will be over, which I will be taking up in the next class. Om Tat Sat Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.